Welcome back. Today I'm excited to take you through running the tool pass and creating a tool pass for our 8 jam part. In order to begin, we're going to start from our Inventor menu. If you don't already have your part open, we're going to go up to the top in our ribbon bar, select Open. Go to your H drive, first initial, last name 000. If you're using the pull down menu, it should be the one way down at the bottom. And then in here we want to scroll down and we want to find our part. And click Open. Once your part opens up, we're going to come up to the top above the ribbon bar and we're going to select our CAM tab, C-A-M, up here at the top. Okay, let's go to Setup. We're going to change our origin from stock box point here to model origin, and that should put it in our lower left hand corner, which is great. We're going to cross to our next tab, our stock setup, where it says stock offset mode. We are going to select no additional stock, and then we're going to go across to our final tab for post process, and we're going to highlight the number 1001, and you're going to enter in the part name, 8 jam, and your last name. Once you're finished with that, click OK. Now we can see by taking a look at this from our front view that our stock goes all the way around. We are going to take and cut this in 2 passes, so we're going to have to reestablish an origin for the back side as well. That's why we're going to have 2 setups. On this first one, we are going to cut these 2 wings on either side, the slot that runs through the middle of the circle, and we're going to cut the bottom of the circle as well. We're going to do that with a 2D pocket. So let's go up to our 2D milling area, select pocket. We're going to choose our tool. Remember, you can get this tool in 2 different places. We can scroll down a little bit to sample libraries, choose End Mills, and we want to select our tool 2 1/4 inch flat. Or you can go all the way down to the bottom, Butler MS tool library, select tool number 2 1/4 inch flat, both are the same. Click select. Now here what we're going to do first is we're going to get 2 little slots that are in the side of the circle. We're going to click the bottom surface of the circle, and then each of the 2 wings on either side. Okay? Go across to establish our heights. We're all going to change them always to model top and point 2. We're going to change model top and point 2 and model top and point 2 for these top 3. So clearance height, retract height, feed height are all model top and point 2. Let's go across to our multiple passes. Now here, since we're going to be cutting a 1/2 inch deep, we need to turn on our multiple depths. Where it says maximum roughing step down here, we're going to put our cursor in there and we're going to put that at 0.25 for our depths. And then we're going to scroll down where it says stock to leave. We want to uncheck that so that our tool rides right up against the side of this circle and out to the edge of all of our parts. Go across to our last tab, and in here we want to uncheck lead in, uncheck lead out, and we're going to change our ramp from helix to plunge. Okay, once we're done with that, select OK. We're going to come up to the top. We're going to select simulate. Let's turn our stock on. If your stock is not already turned on, let's turn it on and click play. It's going to cut your slots first, cut that circle in the middle, and then it's going to cut the wings on each side as well. Let's let it play all the way through, because as you know, at the end of this, we are going to end up having to take a screenshot of this. You're going to have 2 screenshots that you're going to turn in. One is for the front side, one is for the back side of this part. Okay, so right now, take time with your iPad, make a screenshot of this, save it. There'll be a spot in Google Classroom for you to turn this in. Okay, now that our toolpaths are done and you have your screenshot, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to come up to the top. We're going to let's close out this window for our simulate first. Go up to the top to our post process. We're going to make sure that this is going to our H drive. So click in this gray box right here. And we're going to come over on our left hand side. If this PC is not open, expand that. And we're going to select our H drive, first initial last name 000. It has our gray box and our green line underneath of it. Select folder. Our name comes through for our program name, 8jam and your last name. Select post. And then click save. Let's X out of our file editor that opens up. And now we have our first tool pass run. That's for our top. Let's go over here to our world view cube, and I want to select that back corner. That's going to flip us around to the back side. Okay, and this is where we're going to take and create the tool pass for our holes and this slot that runs down the back. We have to create another tool path setup, and we also have to reestablish our origin. So let's take a look at how to do this. Click Setup from our menu at the top in the ribbon bar, and you see how our origin is facing the wrong direction for us on this part. So we're going to come over here to where it says Orientation. We want to take and select Z-axis plane and X-axis. We're going to flip the Z-axis. You see how that flips that around? And now we want to flip our X-axis as well. Okay, now we have our origin facing the right direction. Where it says stock box point, we're going to click this lower left hand corner in order to place it on that corner, and that reestablishes our origin. Okay? Once again, we selected Z-axis and X-axis. We flipped our Z-axis, we flipped our X-axis, and we did stock box point and click the lower left hand corner. Okay, your origin's got to be facing like this, otherwise it's not going to work. Let's go across to our next tab. Relative size box. We're going to choose stock offset, no stock added to top or bottom. No additional stock. Then we're going to come across to our last tab, and we're going to change this. We're also going to add a note after this that says cut first. And the reason we want to cut, oops, I spelled first wrong. The reason we want to cut this first is because if we take this area out here in the CNC mill on the front side, we're not going to have anything to actually clamp this into the CNC mill in order to cut the back. So we're going to cut this back portion first, flip it around. We still have enough material here to put into the clamp on the CNC mill, and then we'll cut the top of this. So we're just identifying we're going to cut this first, and then click OK. So now we have our second setup here. This is going to be a pocket and a drill. So we're going to go up to the top in our 2D milling area, select 2D pocket. Let's re-identify our tool. So let's select Tool, scroll down, End Mills, 1/4 inch flat, click Select. Go to our geometry where we're going to select. I want the bottom of this rectangle slot. Go across and establish our heights. And these we're fairly familiar with, are always going to be 0.2 and model top. Model top and 0.2, model top and 0.2. Going across to our next one where we establish our heights, or our multiple passes. This we can take in one because it's only 1/4 inch deep, and that's fine. However, we do want to uncheck stock to leave. And then in our last tab, we're going to uncheck lead in, uncheck lead out, and we're going to change our ramp to plunge. Once you're finished with that, select OK, and that'll create our tool pass for going in there. The next thing that we want to do is drill these holes. We're going to drill them from the back in this process here. So let's go up to our drilling area, select drill. You can see we need to re-identify our tool because we have a retract feed rate problem here. So let's go to Tool. Once again, scroll down to your end mills, 1/4 inch flat, select, and now we're going to identify our geometry. Click the next tab over and select your holes. Okay, we're only doing the 4 holes that we see from the back. We're going to let the computer optimize the order that it's going to cut in. The computer will choose the order that they get cut. Establish our heights. Model top 0.2, model top 0.2, and model top and 0.2. Okay, clearance height, retract height, feed height are all model top and 0.2. Go across to the last tab. We're just checking. This one is drilling, and once it gets to the proper depth, it's going to rapid retract out. Click OK. Okay, so let's click Setup 2. We have 2 setups in here. Let's go Setup 2. We're going to go to Simulate. Stock is turned on. We're going to click Play. We're going to let this play through, and this is, once this finishes, this is going to be the second screenshot that you're going to turn in to Google Classroom. The first one was from the front side, and this is going to be from the back side. So 2 screenshots you're turning into Google Classroom for this one. Right now, take some time, take a screenshot, and don't forget to turn it into Google Classroom. We're not done yet. Let's go up to the top. Sorry, I did it again. Let's close out of our Simulate area. Close. Let's go up to the top. Next to Simulate, go to Post Process. Once again, click in the gray box there. We want to be in our H drive. If that's not selected for you, click H drive over here on the left. Select folder. Our name comes across. 8 jam your last name and cut first. Identifies we're cutting this first. Click Post. And click Save. X out of our file editor box. Let's go home. Let's go back up to the orange file in the top left-hand corner. Click File. Go down to Save. We're going to update this part and just save it. Once you're finished with that, congratulations. Next, we're going to cut this part, and we're also going to create the standard IDW, the drawing, make it a PDF, and get it ready to turn into Google Classroom. Great job on that. Nice job.